Hi there, my name is Professor Stewart and welcome to CCRI's English 1210 Introduction to Film, the summer session. Today we will be doing a little bit with the layout in Blackboard Ultra and going over the course syllabus. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first screen here is the landing page for Intro to Film. I'm in the student view right now, so you can see the welcome menu and the unit 1 is currently open. Okay, so we can go ahead and take a look in the welcome start menu. I'm going to ask you to go through all of these resources, the course announcement, there's our syllabus, etc. Also, there's some great resources in here for students using Ultra for the first time, or if you have questions about it. Okay, and then after we go through the syllabus, we'll go ahead and take a look in Unit 1. But let's get started here. I'm going to open this up. We won't be reading the whole thing here. There is a PDF in there I ask you to go in and take a look at, since that will be the most updated version of the syllabus. Okay, so again, we're here in English 1210. This is a Gen Ed course. You can see the skill categories that it covers, and it does transfer with both URI and Rhode Island College. Here's my contact info. In general, use my CCRI email for communications or questions, etc., things like that. I also have a Gmail here, which we probably won't be using too much in this course. Okay, there's no textbook, so that's a good thing. Although some of the films that we are going to be screening for class are not in Canopy, which is the free library database of films. And so occasionally you may need to either go to your local library and get a free copy, go to the CCRI library, or you can go ahead and stream it on one of your streaming services. Learning outcomes for the course. This is what I need to teach you, and you need to show me that you can do by the end of the course. We need to display a working knowledge of film techniques, identify and describe cinematic elements, and we'll be getting at these outcomes through the film terms screencasts that you'll be submitting. Analyze films for their structure and meaning, write analytically, and effectively communicate ideas. And so these are all things that we'll get through different responses and ultimately analysis papers in the final project. Okay. The statement on writing originality you will be responding to in one of our first assignments. I'll ask you to just confirm that you've read the syllabus, watched the screencast, and that you've read the statement on writing originality. The main point here is I do not accept any work that is developed completely or partially with AI. I don't accept work that uses Grammarly. Okay, so that might be kind of a surprise, but Grammarly shows up as AI since it uses AI technology. So I'm going to ask you to turn off any writing assistance when you write for this course, even for the smaller responses, discussions, but essentially for the analysis paper and the final project, if there's a significant detection of AI, you will receive a 0 for that assignment with no chance to rewrite. So I ask you to write where you're from. I am a writing instructor, so I gladly accept rough drafts for your analysis papers. A final project, it's built in, but I just want to hear your authentic voice come through your writing. Once you churn your voice through AI, it comes out as garbage, to be blunt. I don't enjoy reading AI. I don't enjoy grading and commenting on work that isn't developed by the students. So please turn off all writing assistance and just do your best. That's really it. Okay. I'm not going to be too picky about where you put your commas and spelling and things like that. You may use Google autocorrect, which is really at the kind of word character level, which is fine. Okay. You will need to know how to send a clear email. If you need to contact me, please identify yourself, identify the course, and let me know, what your question is pretty clearly there. Okay, after reading all the resources. Okay, due dates. All assignments are due by the time and date posted. We will have work due on Wednesdays and Sundays by midnight. Okay. Each day that an assignment is late, grade is reduced to half letter grade, and I do not accept work that is more than 1 week late. So if your assignment's turned in after 1 week, you will get an F grade for the assignment. And then the final project will not be accepted late, and I don't accept any work beyond the final posted course due date. All right. Sometimes you might find a film that you do not want to watch, and I'll accept that, and we'll try to find a substitute for that. All right. So let's take a look at grading policy. You can see in the grading policy, the largest portions are the analysis paper and the final project. In addition, class participation, anything that's sort of a discussion or chapter summary, things like that. There's different types of assignments in Blackboard Ultra, so any of those will be sort of grouped into that 25. And then finally, the 3 film term slideshows are 15%. Grading system, you can see here, we post grades in Blackboard as a number, just to kind of get to the sort of granular level there for you, and then I will convert that to a letter for your official grade. You see the conversion there. All work, since we are in the English department, all work must be MLA style, which means double spaced, paragraph indent, 12-point font, 1-inch margins. Always put in an assignment heading. Okay, so put in an assignment heading that includes your name. Just to be clear, occasionally I'll work some things out of most work's going to be uploaded directly into Ultra, but this is just to be on the safe side. Writing resources, please avail yourself of the writing center, the tutoring center. There's some great people working in there, and they just want to help you. So when I was as an undergrad and graduate, I always used the writing center at the colleges I went to just to get another pair of eyes on it. Writing is recursive and requires revision, and if you have a major piece of writing that you're doing for any course, it's always a good idea to set it aside for a day and come back to it, ask someone to look at it, because they're going to see things you don't. Churning it through an AI or Grammarly just doesn't have that same human touch. So please avoid that and look for humans, veterans. CCRI has a veteran service office. Please use that if you need. And it's always a good idea to let your professor know if you are active duty service member, etc., that if you get called up or you have some other responsibilities, that it's not a surprise to anyone. And so just get that out there. Accommodations, professors get accommodation notifications, but if you want to reach out with any extra information, then please do. Then the attendance, I don't take attendance in here, but I do need to submit verification of enrollment. So even though this course is asynchronous and online, that gives you the freedom to work whenever you want, but there are firm due dates. And if you don't engage with Blackboard in the first couple weeks, then you will be dropped from the course. So if you're watching this, you're probably fine. Make sure you complete the first couple assignments and there won't be a problem. It's the same as in person. You need to show up to the first 2 class meetings in order to remain in class. Academic integrity, again, is do your own work. And back in the olden days, it used to be plagiarizing or buying a paper from another student, and now it's AI prompts and things like that. And so again, this class is about learning the basics of film, learning to love film on a little deeper level, and doing your own work and thinking for yourself is part of that process. Okay, and finally, here we are at the course outline. This is an aspirational document, and so please don't use this as an outline of what you should do, what work you should submit, because this is just sort of give you a heads up. You always want to go right into Blackboard unit folders and complete the work that's posted there. Okay, you can see some of the films we'll be looking at. We have starting out with the locally filmed Moonrise Kingdom, and then we jump over the pond to New Zealand for Taika Waititi's Boy. You'll be writing a paper talking about the different approaches in those films. Think about this class as not talking about the plot of the films. You want to make sure you stay away from summaries, but we're going to be talking about the form and structure of those films. Why do we feel the way we feel when we watch, a Star Wars movie or a rom-com? It's because the director and cinematographer are using the film elements that we'll be studying. Okay, that's how they get you. We're going to be doing a unit with films directed by women and watching a documentary. Then you have a couple, actually three choices of your own here. So I've found over the years that giving students choice of what to watch makes it more fun. And so you'll be choosing a film directed by a woman, a film within the Criterion Collection, and a film within a short film. Okay. And then the final project is going to be the auteur project, which is choosing a single director and analyzing their trademarks and signatures within several of the films, and we'll be there. We got a lot to pack into 6 weeks there, as you can see. Okay, so that's our syllabus. Last thing I wanted to do here is we'll close this up and we'll go in to just see what an assignment looks like here, because this Blackboard Ultra, this is the first session I'm teaching with it, and it may be the first session you're using it. And so you can see each this is a module. Each module is really a drop-down menu, okay? And then you have to view all the material or complete all the material within that. And so here we are with Unit 1. Complete the 3 items below. So, okay, I'm going to have 3 things. Let's drop down and see what they are. I got them numbered. And so you're going to go 1, 2, 3. In general, you're going to be typing into a field, or you're going to be uploading a document as a type of thing. You can see in the post. Now it's a little goofy in that, okay, they give you nothing here, and then you have to continue with view instructions. It seems like an extra step, but that's just kind of the way it is, okay? Here you are, you're going to agree to this statement on writing originality. Again, you're going to agree that I will be turning off Grammarly and other AI assistants when I work and think and write, okay? And here's a copy of that syllabus if you needed to look at it again. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go down. In this case, you're just going to type right in here, and you're going to say, yes, I agree to all the terms stated in the course syllabus and the writing originality statement. Okay, it's sort of like a contract. So you promise to do that. Again, you're out there, I'm over here, and it's sort of an honor system. All right, and so make good on that. And so going to come back, and then another example. Again, see, they give you nothing to look at here, and you got to continue to view instruction, term slideshow. You can upload in any format, and really ultimately you're going to do is make it and drag and drop. Okay, drag, right, and drop, and then you're going to submit it. Okay, and so that is the Blackboard layout and the course syllabus for CCRI's English 1210 Introduction to Film, the summer session. Again, I am Professor Stewart, and I appreciate your time. You have a great day. Thanks.